Dear friends, today we are going to see about uh, some important point for educators. And these points will definitely help you, my dear teachers, my dear educators. Good education looks like a system that develops a critical thinking, practical skills, and a love for lifelong learning by using creative and technologically integrated methods to foster holistic growth. A modern educator acts as a facilitator, a mentor, and a guide who uses clear communication, subject expertise, and adaptive teaching strategies to inspire and empower students. Right? If so, we shall place before you certain very important points for educators, our dear teachers, to reflect, discern, and practice in their teaching mission. Education is a noble vocation, and educators are a blessing to the nation. And therefore, these 10 points will help you, will enhance your teaching commitment. First point is embrace your calling with deep commitment. Remember that your role is more than a job. It's a service to God, service to children, service to the nation and the society. Some studies in our schools, especially in India, show that teachers whose spiritual life is alive demonstrate stronger professional commitment. They pray or reflect regularly to renew their sense of purpose. Keep the school's mission in front of you. It anchors your loyal service to your children. When you face fatigue or challenge, recall that your commitment shines in both the large and small daily acts of teaching. And number two, know your students and keep the learning child-centered. In modern pedagogy, the shift to child-centered learning means recognizing each child as a gift. Each one is a unique one. You know, multiple intelligence, remember that. Each one is different. Their talents, their giftedness, their interests, the way of studying, everything is different. And research shows that teachers curiously link values and faith to their practice, which helps them reach children as whole persons. And therefore, design lessons that invite student voice, question, collaboration, and discovery, rather than purely rote or lecture style in the classrooms. Foster good relationship with your students. Incorporate formational aspect, value teaching, character, spirituality, values, and not just curriculum or the content. The third point I propose to you is work hard with excellence and professionalism. Today, the big difficulty is our inability to balance between professionalism and our old models of teaching. Hard work is not just clock hours, but giving your best, planning well, assessing thoughtfully, being reflective and responsive. The Indian context research finds that teacher motivation often falters when professional status or supports are weak. Stay updated with the pedagogy, technology, and child development trends. Be punctual, prepared, reflective. Celebrate small wins, yours as well as your students'. The fourth important point I propose to you is be loyal to your institution and the community you serve. Loyalty means a lot. It is in the times of struggle, you must stand with your school's vision. You must be proud of your school's vision. Cooperating with colleagues, parents, community. For us as teachers or educators, this includes embodying the ethos of your belief system, your service, your solidarity, your compassion. Support, therefore, your colleagues, senior teachers must encourage the young ones. Young ones must share your new ideas with the senior ones. As a family, your best practices build a healthy school culture. Engage with your local community. You cannot be working in isolation. You cannot have a separate entity without the people. Appreciate your parents and the context. Resist isolation. A good teacher, an educator, is part of a wider team and wider society. Fifth point is use modern trends and technologies to enhance engagement. Today's learners live in a world of digital media, access to information, and hybrid blended learning. Teachers must adapt. For example, teachers must help the marginalized groups, people who have no access to all these modern gadgets and technology. But in your classrooms, as far as possible, in your school, as far as possible, help children by incorporating digital tools, interactive resources, group work, discussion, sharing, project-based learning, etc. But balance technology with personal connection. In our education, the relational dimension remains vital. Artificial intelligence without AI, artificial intelligence without HI, human intelligence, is useless. Heavy dependency on AI or any technology is not good. And you, as teachers, educators, continue your professional learning. Attend as far as possible workshops, talks, engage in peer learning, reflect on technology's role, etc. The sixth point I propose is cultivate a spiritual dimension in teaching and learning. Your faith is not separate from your pedagogy. As educators in our schools, you are invited to integrate spiritual and moral formation into every lessons. Research shows strong spiritual well-being correlates with stronger teacher engagement and student influence. Begin with prayer, reflection, or a quiet time, making people to reflect, pupil to reflect. In Jesuit schools globally, we have examined 10 minutes or 15 minutes of silent reflection, an inward journey. I think it is very important for our students. Embed themes of hope, justice, service, dignity in your subject matter. Model the values you teach: compassion, humility, integrity, perseverance. These become part of the learning environment. The seventh point is encourage collaboration, reflection, and growth mindset. Motivated teachers like you are those who keep learning, reflect on their practice, and collaborate with peers. Our education encourages creating a true community among teachers, students, and administrators. Our school must be a second family, not only for students, but for our teachers. Set aside time for helping each other, team teaching, professional learning communities. Reflect on what worked, what did not, and adapt these models for students as a growth mindset. Share success and challenges with faith and trust. You are part of a mission, not alone. The eighth point is foster loyalty to each student's unique dignity and potential. As I said, multiple intelligence talks about 9 types of intelligences. We have all these in each one of us. Some are more, some are less. In a child-centered educational pedagogy, every child is valued as made in the image of God with unique gifts. Your loyalty to them shows in high expectations, compassionate support, inclusive practices. My dear teachers, my dear educators, be especially attentive to students who struggle or who are marginalized. Your commitment to them is pivotal. Design differentiated tasks, scaffold supports, encourage peer mentoring, celebrate growth over mere grades, recognize the person, not just the performance. The ninth point is maintain integrity, authenticity, and service-oriented stance wherever you are. You cannot compartmentalize your profession with your other life outside. You, as an educator, in any context must be an educator. Your character matters. Loyalty and hard work matters. Your punctuality and commitment matters. They are rooted in your integrity. Your behavior models the values you teach. And a lot of researches have been done, and they emphasize service orientation in education as a key trend. Keep your promises. Be consistent. Show respect to students, parents, and colleagues. Serve beyond the classroom. Mentor your students. Engage in service projects, club activities. Promote justice. Let humility guide you, not pride. I, me, myself must give way to we. I remember I conducted a 2 or 3 days program in one of the group of educators. The topic itself was me to we, me to we. That's a very important point for us. Humility has to be there, and teamwork has to be there, and humility and teamwork must guide us. The 10th point is this: stay always resilient, sustained, and hopeful in your journey. Resilience means your determination, your commitment, your hard work. Sometimes these exhaust you, sometimes. But when grounded in your spiritual root and child-centered purpose, that education as a vocation, you can maintain motivation over the long term. Our research shows that teacher motivation highlights factors like support, purpose, morale, and critical. Build supportive networks, my dear educators, with other teachers, with faith community, with mentoring community, etc. Practice self-care. Refresh your mind every day. Activate your body and spirit so you can give your best. Keep sight of the eternal dimension. You are shaping lives, not just lessons. And that hope sustains. Remember, re-anchor in purpose, not pressure. Commitment grows when teachers regularly revisit what they teach. Reflect on the first student whose life you changed. It's still happening, right? Purpose is the antidote to burnout. And therefore, I put it in summary, I'll tell you child-centered pedagogy and holistic growth, commitment to lifelong learning and professional growth, hard work anchored in service, loyalty to mission, community, and values, adaptability and innovation, collaborative and reflective training culture, spiritual integration and ethical witnesses, resilience and perseverance in challenging contexts, inclusive and cultural responsive education, mentoring through excellence. These points combined highlight modern educational trends, that is child-centered pedagogy, technology, professional growth, etc., together with timeless commitments of hard work, loyalty, integrity, and a spiritual dimension appropriate for modern educators in India. I'm sure that you as educators definitely take note of these points and contribute your best to our children, to our society, and to our nation. Because as I said, you are you are a privileged group of people who are building up your children, your nation, and your society. I'm sure that God shower his choicest blessings on each of you so that you may be called a true educator to your children. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.